hard to put this in words, to be honest. I started this journey at 5 years old, and it started with an imagination. It started with just a vision that I had to be the best that I could be in this game. Man, like, I don't really know how to put this into words. I'm so happy, I'm so filled with joy to be here, to be able to be honored at such a great university. My family's here, you know, all of my families are here. Old teammates, old coaches, friends. It just brings back all the memories that we shared during my 24 months, my 2 years here. It seemed like I was here for 5 years. And it seemed like it was about 5 years old. That's 13 years ago. It seemed like we just was here 5 years ago. So to be able to come back here and to get my jersey put in the rafters, you know, I can't sit up here and say I never imagined it, because I don't think you can do anything that you don't imagine. And that's what it started with me. A kid that had faith in God, that put his faith in God through this game, and wanted to glorify God through this game, and wanted to see how good I could get through this game to, you know, continue to grow with my relationship with God. You know, this game has taught me so much in life. So this means so much more than me just putting the ball in the basket. I feel like when I was here, I made an impact on people on and off the court. I felt like I shocked myself at times with some of the things that I was doing. And I think it just goes to show the support that I had growing up, you know, the foundation that I had. You know, it wasn't always easy. My mom and dad in the household, you know, putting the ball in my hand, you know, giving me a foundation of faith, a foundation of hard work, and seeing my dad go to work every day to bring, to bring money in the house to keep the lights on, and seeing my mom work, and, you know, just all of those things epitomizes who I am as a person. And just to be able to come to such a great university and showcase my skill set through basketball, and to see the impact that I made on people, for them to put my jersey in the rafters forever, to leave my legacy here and the mark that I left here, I'm filled with joy. You know, and like I said, I gotta thank God first and foremost. I have to thank my parents. I have to thank Coach Beeline, Coach Sat Sullinger. Strong men, strong foundation. You know, I had great leadership around me. And when I came here as a freshman, you know, this man right here, he held me accountable. You know, it wasn't always, you know, just roses off the court. I had a lot of PDPs I had to run. I had a lot of trips. I tripped a lot my freshman year. He was threatening to send me home. My mom came up. You remember that, Coach?
I remember it.
Yeah, my mom came up, and I seen her cry in that meeting, and I snapped out of it. Like, man, I put too much work here. I put too much work in to be at such a prestigious university to blow this opportunity. And from that day forward, I tried to be the best that I could be. And I built a family here. They welcomed me with open arms. Since I've left Michigan, I have not found something like that. So this is like super, like, close to heart to me, to be able to come back and get my flowers. I think we need to do that more with everybody. You know, we all go through things. I think the highest currency out here is love, and I think we need to give more love off to each other. And that's what I'm feeling right now. So much love, and I'm trying to put words to it, but I'm just happy, man. And I'll leave it at that. I think that whole game, you know, resembles the type of team that we had. Resilient, you know, never like giving up, down 10 points with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. No one wants to be in that situation. Like, a lot of people left, a lot of people turned the TV off. We never stopped believing. And I say this all the time. Everyone talks about the shot, but it's all of the small plays before the shot that led up to Elijah Johnson missing the front end of a 1-on-1 that gave us the opportunity to send it in overtime. Everything had to just be one step at a time. You know, we couldn't look towards that shot. We couldn't look up and be like, look at the score. No, we stayed in the moment, made one play after another. Jordan Morgan made some huge plays. Glen made some huge plays. Everyone played their part. And I just remember being at that line. And one thing you all would know about me is I'm big on faith. I believe in divine intervention. If you are living right, I believe that you will get blessed in what you do and what you love to do. And I just remember him going to that line, and I wanted to have a conversation with, you know, this God that we all believe in, that we know exists. We feel his power. And I'm like, man, if you could just have him miss this one shot. I know, like, you got a lot of things going on up there, but if you could just have him miss this one shot, I do the rest. I know what that means. If he makes it, out of my control, but that ball came off and I just blacked out, man. And once I came over half court, I crossed over and I kind of realized I made a mistake because now I'm going towards 6'9" young, I forget his first name, for Kansas. But I'm going towards length now. And I knew I had to somehow create space to get my shot off at least. But I knew if I see the rim, it's gonna go in, I'm gonna make it. And I think just hours and hours of belief, and using your imagination when nobody's watching. Like, I used to do crazy stuff. And I think that, you know, guys who are really comfortable in crunch time learn how to use their imagination. I used to do that so much growing up. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Imagine somebody guarding me, you know, just getting lost in the game as a kid, getting lost in the art form of basketball. And it presented itself that game. So I crossed over, Mitch sets the screen, and he falls. Best thing that could have happened. You know, I don't think I would have got the look that I got if he hadn't set that screen. If you see me step back and you see his face, if I would have looked at his face, I probably would have passed. Luckily, I didn't look at his face. You know, and I shot that shot with confidence, and I, you know, encourage every young kid out there, you know, in those moments to stay in that moment. You know, don't think about the results if you miss. Don't think about the results if you make it. Enjoy that moment, stay in that moment, and I feel like if you can figure out how to really stay in the moment, I think that shot, it goes beyond basketball. It just teaches you lessons in life on how to stay in the moment. And I still use it for myself. So I'm grateful that I hit that shot, but there's just so much that went into me making that shot than just it going in. I want them to think about not only the basketball player, but the person, you know, the family man that I am, the faith that I wore on my sleeve. I've always been a late bloomer, you know, never got the attention right away. I had to work for it, you know, never was like just physically, naturally gifted. Started off slow. My dad used to always be like, "Hey, you slow, but you're crafty." And then once I started getting my, I had a handle and things of that nature. Once I started getting my speed and things, I could use my speed. But I want them to think about the mindset that I carry, you know, every day, you know, on that court. I want them to think about me as a winner, you know, and someone who really helped change and turn this program back around to relevance.